For those of you that are new here, hi, my name's Ethan and I am a blue hedgehog addict. If you were trying to lure me into any type of trap, just put that Sonic waffle maker in there and I'm easy pickings. I'll go in there every time. Being a Sonic fan means I've been on this earth long enough to see all the TV shows, games, movies, and comics all starring the Blue Rodent. So imagine my delight when in the year 2025, we not only have 3 successful movies, but 1 TV show spin-off. I am elated. Preaching to the choir, but video game movies are usually shitter. And we made it this far. But as excited as I am, it just, I don't know, something still feels off. It's been 5 years since the first movie came out, and I've rewatched these movies dozens of times, but every single rewatch, I don't know, I feel a little weird. My opinions would slowly start to shift on something, and I really can't put my finger on it. Oh no. You see, Sonic as a character, as popular as he is, has been interpreted and misinterpreted through different types of media over time. Different writers and fans all kind of have this notion of how Sonic's supposed to be portrayed. However, to sum up his character, Sonic is an easygoing, adventure-loving hedgehog that lives as free as the wind. He's impulsive, headstrong, cocky, and arrogant, but is incredibly protective of his friends and hates oppression above anything else. He is the ultimate rebel. He lives his own way and does as he pleases. Luckily for us, what he loves to do is break the bad guy stuff and help people in need. He's no hero at all. He's just Sonic. And he's at his best when he's just portrayed as an adventure-loving hedgehog. Unfortunately, I can't really say that they adapted that well into the films. And there's not to say you can't have different interpretations of Sonic. These choices that they made aren't the best. Like, they aren't bad or anything, but you know, No, they're bad. They're bad. I really don't like them. Can I be honest? It just feels like the direction of this character is so backwards. Here, let me provide an example. That's the sound of the police. Recall what I said in the summary of Sonic's character? You know that teensy tiny part where I say he hates oppression? Why is he cool with a cop? You make a movie about Sonic the Hedgehog and you make him befriend and later get adopted by a cop. Listen, I love James Marsden, all right? I'm a big fan of Cyclops. I'm not a big fan of Tom Wachowski. Not solely because of the cop aspect, but also he's just like boring. He's a boring sheriff of a boring town in boring Montana. Why would you stick the most dynamic character ever in that type of environment? The more time Sonic stays around these people, the less Sonic he becomes, and that's a problem. It's like Tom is his moral compass and he rarely gets to develop his own foundation and make it his own. Which is crazy because this is the same guy that canonically has an uncorruptible spirit and an indomitable will. Not to say that they couldn't have developed those traits over time from those 3 installments, but they didn't. Also, man, a cop? Sonic the Hedgehog is getting advice about doing the right thing and being true to yourself from a cop. You know, and it's a funny thing too, because after that first movie, they really don't play into this cop thing. He barely does any cop shit, but I also just kind of think that that's because they didn't think they'd make it past the first movie, if we're being completely real. Yeah, Tom is he's whatever. But unfortunately, he is crucial in Sonic's development. In quotes, because we'll get to that later in the video. If Tom himself developed alongside Sonic, I feel like that would have made a really fun dynamic, but there's nothing. He's the same, they're the same, he's the same. Who decided Sonic needed a dad? I know Sonic has been given a family before, but that never really took away from the core of what Sonic is. They all actually enriched his character. This guy took him to the vet and neutered him and put one of those plastic funnels around his neck. I actually really did enjoy Tom and Sonic in the first movie because they were just friends, they were buddies. It allowed for organic bonding between the characters and it was actually a lot of fun. It all kind of went to shit when he became a parental figure. Now it kind of takes away from Sonic's character because now he's stuck in one place now that he's been adopted. It holds Sonic's character back so much because he just can't come and go as he pleases as he usually does. Now he's stuck and now he's confined, which is not what Sonic's character is. Refer to the list. Which leads me to my next point. What the fuck is Sonic in these movies anyways? I think my next point could be viewed better in a demonstration. Here we have a chart. This is what Sonic can do in these movies and what he can't. Movie Sonic can move fast, spout references.
Oh great, the Winter Soldier.
Work modern technology, flood a city block, run on water, make friends, make enemies, breathe in space, break military grade technology, stop time. All pretty cool things, right? Now let's go on to what he can't do. Anything productive. He can run on water unsuccessfully. He can run away just to get cornered or out of breath. He can spout references. He's painfully unfunny.
Somebody better call Google Maps.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He can make friends with enemies after they beat him again and again and again and again. He can't do anything right. He's not funny, he's not strong, he's not smart. He just does shit. These are all things Sonic is supposed to be, and they are severely lacking. He cannot do anything else without somebody holding his hand. Whenever he tries to go off on his own, it just fails miserably. And I know they're trying to push this like teamwork and friendship message in these movies, but that's just not how it works in this franchise. Friendship and collaboration is a huge part of this franchise, but Sonic and his friends aren't really forced to work together. Shit's just more fun when you do it with friends. And each character, especially Sonic, is incredibly capable on their own. For example, the third act of Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles' final confrontation. This is when Sonic finally gets the one up on his rival and... Oh, he's on the floor. All right, cool, yeah, no, it's all good. Just does nothing right, ever. Sonic's defeat in this moment and him saving Knuckles is to show that even when he's beaten again and again, he won't give up. And you know what? I'll give this movie those points. That is a very Sonic thing. However, the point is that he ends up accomplishing the thing that he was trying to do. Another example, the scene directly after this one. Sonic Heroes moment. Sonic uses that quick thinking to hatch a plan to get the emerald out of Eggman. Tails and Knuckles hit the flank while Sonic distracts. Tails throws clones out, Knuckles delivers a bone-shattering gut punch as Sonic is out of breath. Your job is to run. That is your thing. That's actually all you have to do, and you're out of breath? All of this to create some forced tension and have his parents come pick him up. He's just carried by everyone throughout these movies. Literally can't do anything right on his own. These habits then transfer into the third movie. He goes and chases Shadow on his own and gets immediately outclassed. Fine. It is his first time fighting someone this strong. Whatever. Their next encounter?
Tired of giving you warnings.
What? Why are you screaming? Pat Casey, I like you, man. What is this? Why must he be portrayed as such a doofus? It's not one of those deals where he ends up on top afterwards. He just eternally sucks. Fast forward to the third act of the movie. Sonic turns Super to go beat up Shadow. Dude is not phased. Matter of fact, he is so unfazed that he drags Super Sonic down to Earth and proceeds to knock the emeralds out of him. For those of you that don't know, Super Sonic is... Let me check my notes here. He needed to go super to get the jump on Shadow, all for it to not work. Then Shadow turns super and has him on his ass again. Then after a fit of rage because Shadow gut checked his daddy, he got the one up on Shadow. Why did it take this much for Sonic to be even a little competent? Fast forward again after the live and learn moment and Sonic loses super form and falls back down to Earth. But Shadow gets to keep his? Sonic spent so much more time in his super form that Shadow ever has. Shouldn't he be like better? And oh, look, we are family. Yeah, think that motherfucker. In Act 2 of the movie, London, gun base raid. Tails, Tom, and Maddie are trying to get the shields down surrounding the gun base and disable the lasers for the next key to activate the Eclipse cannon. Knuckles is ready to break that motherfucker just in case, and Sonic's gonna run in there and get the key. What is he doing?
I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
You see how Tails had to literally hold his hand? This is what this Sonic required. Hand holding. Suburbs made him soft. If you're still not convinced, let me compare him to another character in this franchise. Now let's compare this half-bean jalopy to the model of efficiency. Now to give a couple examples, Knuckles, on his own, found his way to Earth, fought and won in a gladiator arena, indirectly trained way to winning a bowling competition, beat 2 ex-gun soldiers on his own and won, fought and beat the buyer who was using his own power, defeated Iblis and took the flames of disaster for himself, caught a flying car about to hit Sonic and Tails, resisted against a singularity with his teeth alone, broke the dangerous glass that was going to shred Sonic to pieces, with his added strength allowed for the Eclipse cannon to be tilted away from the Earth, saved Sonic and Tails from falling to Earth's atmosphere and dying while they were unconscious, defending the Whipple family from bounty hunters. He is the reason so many people are alive and well. He ain't even the main character. Whereas Sonic can't do anything right to save his fucking life, Knuckles has to do just about everything. That Team Knuckles joke in the third movie? That's not a joke, he's just telling the truth. Why can't the titular character, based off of one of the most powerful characters in fiction, be powerful on his own? It always takes someone else to cause emotional dysregulation so he can lock in. Never of his own motivation, and that's the issue. But above all else, my main issue, my biggest problem with these movies is my friend Bren and I Blinky Run on Twitter, y'all should go follow him. He makes a lot of valid Sonic points. Have talked about these movies ad nauseum, and it's kind of made us realize that these movies are just anti-Sonic. It's like the further the series went on, the less Sonic became. In the first film, this kid was quick on his feet. This is the most competent he's ever been on his own. He destroyed Eggman's machines, he saved Tom and Maddie while running from Eggman. He showed a massive display of power in the final act, then just like never did it again. In the second movie, he tries and fails to stop bank robbers. He snowboards to unconsciousness, then gets taken out by a wave, also get beaten up and drowned. I will give this movie credit as it does show Sonic being a leader. He made a plan, led a team, and for the most part it was working. But it just wasn't really Sonic standing out on his own like the last installment. The third movie, they just threw all this quick thinking and leadership out the window. He goes off on his own any chance he gets. It would be a lot more rewarding if this Sonic was competent on his own, but he isn't. Even the leadership qualities he showed off in the last movie weren't present. This is supposed to be Sonic at his peak in development, but it was nowhere to be found. A character like Knuckles gets a spin-off in actual character development, but your main character doesn't get the same respect. It doesn't bring me any joy to say that Sonic is the problem with these movies. He's my favorite fictional character of all time. This guy has been with me through every step of my life thus far. And now kids have to grow up with this guy. That ain't right. Hopefully the fourth movie does give us more Sonic. From the post-credit scene, it did show a lot of Sonic energy, so let's hope that they keep it up in that installment. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Do you like his character? Do you not like his character? I'm welcome to hearing all opinions, but this has been Ethan, and I'ma see you when I see y'all.